Hey guys, can you guys hear me okay? Mic check, mic check. Checking audio here, seeing if you guys can hear me. Jeremy, what's going on, man? Christopher, what's going on? Hey, Bulgy, how's it going, guys? What's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing today? You guys catch any trades? You guys catch that move down or did you catch that move up? Yeah, it's been a long day, but it's been a good day, man. Long day, but a good day. I'm actually in a long trade actually right now on the NQ. But I'm just getting my screens all set up here. Got to my desk a little late today, so I'm a little scrambled. Hey man, yacht, sometimes watching on the sidelines isn't the worst thing, to be perfectly honest, man. It's the way to go. I just realized I'm showing the wrong screen right now, guys. Sorry. There you go. That's the right screen. So I'm going to move my stop up here now, to be honest, because I don't think we need to worry too much. I'm looking to probably see if we can take profit up here. I don't want to be a prick for a tick here. I'm going to trim one off right about there. Then the next one I'm open to doing will be about here. We can see here right now, this channel that I pre-drawn, we're seeing we're getting a little bit of a reaction to it right now. I'm hoping we have some momentum to push right through that. I'd like for at the very least for us to be able to come up here to the level. So my first target here is because I'm kind of targeting beneath the level. My second one, I'm targeting beneath VWAP. There's a possibility that we might reject here sooner. I'm really hoping that we get followed through on this channel though, but we'll see. Just gonna catch up in the chat here, guys. Sorry, I'm just yeah. For those who are just kind of hopping in right now, I'm a little behind and scrambled for the day actually. So just kind of getting caught up on things here. Give me a second here. What's going on? Hey, David, Johnny, James, Gene, what's going on? Mr. Papa, Giorgio, what's going on? Robert, hey, hey, hey. Sup, right guy? Brooks, nice. You got that gold trade there, eh, Brooks? Nice work. Hey, nice. Hey, man, you know what? You got to win today, balls. Baljeet, that's awesome. Hey, good long there, Johnny. I actually would have entered a lot sooner. I was actually spending my time getting my kids shower, ready for bed, and then like I was like in the while I'm actually was getting them ready for bed, and I was like, oh man, I missed this move right here. This would have been a good entry actually, but all good. I'll talk about that in a bit. Hey Ron, I mean, I think everyone loves you, man. We're gonna have you during all of our sessions. You just wait. When Jake actually opens up truly 24 hours, Ron's literally not going to sleep. What's up? What's up? What's going on, Anamam? Chris, what's going on, man? Woozy? Woozy, are you working the night shift again tonight? You guys know the drill, right? I know it's only been 5 minutes in, but we got to drop some likes in the chat, guys. Not the chat, sorry, on the video. Oh, 4-day week, eh? 4-day week. Damn. All right. Let's see. I'm just catching up on a couple more things here. So what I hear is that Robert apparently doesn't sleep either. Hey, what's going on, Evan? What's going on, Oscar? What's going on? I'm going to talk about the chart in a bit here, guys. I like to let the stream go on for a little bit so we can get more peeps in here, and then I'll start doing the breakdown. So what I'm going to go over as usual, I'm going to try to build a ritual and routine here, guys, where I'll talk about the NQ and talk about gold, just kind of like in terms of like either A, did I take them? How would I have taken them? I'll talk about the current session, obviously, kind of what I'm expecting. And as usual, just like I have kind of been every night talking about like, before I sign off, what would I like to see if I were to continue trading throughout the London or going to New York. You guys probably know by now, like all these spots that we've been watching and we've been talking about have been pretty spot on going into the New York session. And so if you guys are following me on Instagram, I posted that as well earlier this morning when I was heading to my business meetings. That gold channel that we were talking about last night. Remember that one that I tried shorting and like I could have gotten 1R, but it ended up bouncing and I got stopped out. That same spot today on New York would have been the clean short trade, and you would have caught like easily 20 plus points on gold. So I think that just kind of goes to show that when we talk about spots on the chart, it is quite indicative, and it's representative not just in our current market, but our current session, sorry, but it's indicative in all sessions as well. So we'll go through all that as well, okay? And then we'll chat about any questions that you guys may have as well. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've got so far. Honestly, yacht man, like if you get some if you get naps in the middle of the day, I can get through it quite well. 994 to 884. Nice job, Chris. 994. What were we talking about up here? Yeah, so it was up here. Yeah, I hear you. I like that. I like that. That was kind of like a nice breakdown. You know what we've seen so far on price? We had that Tokyo Open that kind of like sank us down all the way down here. And where we spiked here, guys, I mean, call it a level, you can call it opening print, or you can even say that was the old all-time high spot from before. But we spiked that, and then we pretty much ripped right back up just to tag once again the Globex opening print. You can see why this is such an important spot for me, by the way. It's always on my chart. And then we just kind of start to wither as we withered all the way back down, and we came back down and we literally spiked the same spot again. So that blue line, that 26,864, that is the old all-time highs, right? Again. So we spiked it once with volume, retraced back to Globex, and we came all the way back down, spiked the exact same spot again, and we've been climbing back up. Now, will we climb all the way back to Globex again? I don't know. I think the reason why I'm choosing to take profit in these spots is because I do think that we have some risk of us rejecting here. So I'm happy to hold one runner, but otherwise I want to just kind of hold on to this for now. I mentioned earlier, if you guys are just hopping onto the stream right now, that this channel was a spot I had drawn out as well, and literally to the wick. And you guys saw, if you guys hopped on, this was already drawn before price even made it up here. So the fact that we like literally rejected that to the wick was kind of insane. I'd like to get some follow through. I really hope it doesn't kind of reject and come back at me here. It's very small risk. It's 10-point risk. And really, to be honest, if you think about it, and I'm just going to move this a little bit here so I can play around with the forecast here. If I really wanted just 1R, I could have gotten that already. I would have been out. 2R is pretty much what I'm taking my first trim. Probably should move that down a little bit there. That's 2R, right? And then 3R is pretty much going to be my next trim after that. And then I'm going to hold the last one, and I'll see where we go. I'm going to leave my stop loss regardless, and we'll see how this plays out. Thanks, Ron. All right. Let's see. Yes, I've seen that. I had a few trades today. Asia on gold, all green today. Let's go. Awesome. You know what's crazy is that actually, prior to me streaming, I wasn't really even touching gold much because I'd taken a break from them after the craziness we've been having with metals. But gold has just been so spot on lately. It's kind of been wild. Ibrahim, I will touch on that absolutely. Give me 1 second. I will touch on the trade thesis. Just kind of catching up on the chat here. Crazy. What would you say to those who say prop firms are a scam and you can't make money? Okay, Javier, I'm gonna answer your question after I talk about the trade thesis behind for Ibrahim. So, like I kind of said, I don't know when you hopped on, but this is a little bit late in the game. And for those who are on right now, drop a like on the video, please. It helps me kind of build my my reach, especially during this slower period of the night. So what we kind of see here, and this is like in no means like when I talk about news trading, this is not my edge. Okay, I want to preface that first, but what we saw, this really violent move down and then the retrace back to Globex, what that tells me now is that this has created the range for me now. So the Tokyo Open that sank us back to the old all-time highs of 26,864, followed by the retracement back to Globex, that is the starting point. So that shows me that we've got a range right now. I was actually thinking, I remember looking at this chart when I was in the middle of my virtual call with my client. I was like, is it really going to retrace all the way back down? And it obviously did, but I didn't know that. Like, I had no system, no thought to why I would do that. I just was curious if that would happen, right? You can see that that channel that I've drawn here that we respected, we did kind of like hold here for a bit, and then we kind of sank all the way back down. So now, as I made the comment earlier, I would have really liked longs down here because on like once you kind of zoom out, this is kind of like a double bottom essentially, right? And if you've been following my streams for the past week, you'll know that double bottoms and double tops are kind of like a go-to thing for me. Obviously, I don't just take them blindly, but it's absolutely a spot that I'm interested in. And so that up here, when we put on that potential higher low here, I would have really liked to long this. So I didn't miss it. The next one I was watching for was here. And so before we kind of started the stream, I was kind of getting my desk set up. I was seeing us get this little pullback. And again, on the smaller time frames, right? Like obviously if you look at the, the 5 minute or the 15 minute, it's just going to be a straight up move here, right? But I wanted to see when I saw this kind of like smaller, higher low on the 2 minute, I was like, you know what? If we can hold this and retrace back up, I'm going to take the follow through trade up. So that's essentially what I did. So this is a bit of later entry than I would have liked, but I'm essentially playing the retracement back. And where my safety net here is, because I'm really hoping we do break through this channel, my safety net here is that I'm looking for us to trim before the first level and then trim before VWAP. So in terms of target price point, that's kind of what I'm looking for right now. That's hopefully, Ibrahim, that kind of answers your question. But I'm essentially looking for a retracement. This is like a retracement long trade on that overall move on the day. Let me know if you want me to like explain if I didn't explain that well enough for you. And then someone else asked another question. Prop firm. So Javier, look, in the end of the day, the market's the market. I look at it as the prop firm is simply just a vehicle for us to trade the markets. So whether or not prop firms can pay out or not, or prop firms are a scam, I mean, in the end of the day, they have a business to run. They have their rules. They're very clear about it, right? And in the end of the day, they're giving you an opportunity to say, hey, you know what? You can pay an X amount of dollars. You can play the proverbial game. If you win at the game, you get paid. And so if you aren't doing well, I mean, I'm sorry, but that just means that you're not a good trader, right? I mean, and I don't want to say that just because you lose trades, you're not a good trader. No means am I saying that. I'm just saying that if you're constantly blowing accounts and you just can't get to a payout, that has nothing to do with the prop firm. The prop firm has set rules, very clear rules. The prop firm has given you a vehicle and a platform to make money off of, something that I wish I had years ago when I was learning the craft, because I would have saved so much money because I burnt tens of thousands of dollars of my own personal capital when I was learning this craft. And yeah, like that's essentially what it is, right? So I would say that prop firms are giving us an opportunity to take advantage of that. And I don't see why, for me, I would look at that as they're scamming, because yeah, that's not really my viewpoint on that. I think that if you can't trade, you can't trade, and focus on you more than anything else would be kind of like my thought process around that. And you're also talking to a person who has had a lot of payouts trading futures, right? So I'm probably the guy that's probably gonna generally side with the opportunity that prop firms present to us, just because I've had such success with it. And so, Javier, I don't know if this is your first time hopping in here as well, or if you've seen me on Instagram before, but I'll pop it in here, guys. Just follow it, and you'll know what I'm talking about. I don't post it all the time, but I've had a lot of payouts with prop firms, right? So Unfortunately, it looks like I'm gonna get stopped out here, but it's all good. It's 1R. I'm okay with the risk. But yeah, I've had a lot. Like I'm capped. I've maxed out with one, two, three, four, five, six prop firms, right? Which essentially means, Javier, if you're very new to prop firms, it means the maximum that they can pay me out, they've done that already. So whether that's 50,000 or 100,000, I've done that with six different prop firms. So just kind of keep that in mind. Is that, can you get paid out? Absolutely. I am quite living proof of that. I have students that also have gotten paid out, and I post that on Instagram all the time because I'm both in the entrepreneurial world and then also in the trading world. I like to champion the people I work around, right? So when they win, I want to post it. I share like, hey, these guys are doing amazing. Congratulations. Some guys who have trading for a little while got payouts for the first time, right? So that's pretty cool. So just kind of my 2 cents. I can totally keep building on that, but I'm just going to go through the chat here to make sure I'm not missing anything. What do you guys mean by 2R3? I'm new, sorry. Yeah, Michelle, basically R multiple is risk. So when I say 1R, that means that if I'm risking 10 points, I want to make 10 points. If it's 2R, you multiply times 2. I'm risking 10 points to make 20 points. So whenever we say R, it's basically the reward that you get from the risk, if that makes sense. That's like me giving you the most like basic level of understanding. Hopefully that makes sense. And you can totally keep asking the question, Michelle, if I didn't answer that clearly. Morning, Moroki. Yeah, money bag. I see you switch back to this account today. Yeah, nice long Aldo. Leo, I would say double bottoms. I like generally the 2 and 5 is kind of what I look for, but if it happens on the larger time frame, I'm all for that as well. Oil, eh? I haven't looked at oil yet, Ryan. I'll peek over in a bit. I'm just gonna try to get through the chat here, and I also gotta manage this. Actually, you know what? I have another chart up right now. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna take a look. I have a chart to my left here as well. Oil. What was your question again? Long off the VWAP. Okay. Give me a second, gang. Oil long off the VWAP. I would want to break and retest, to be honest. Like you could probably long the breakout. I don't like breakout trades. So personally, if I was trading oil right now, I would take the break and retest of VWAP is what I would do. I can't pronounce your name, so I don't want to butcher it. But the person who asked me, do I mentor on Discord? I don't mentor on Discord. Again, the word mentor to me is like it can't really be done on Discord. Get personal opinion, right? My idea of mentoring is like me hopping on a call with you, virtual call, and going through charts, going through your journal, all that stuff, right? Like for me, that's mentoring. So could I do that over Discord? I don't think so. But obviously, in terms of if you want to know where the Discord is, you can absolutely hop on Discord because on my link tree on this YouTube as well, I think there's the Discord link as well, so you can absolutely hop in there and take a look. There's a lot of good material, especially in Rake's Discord. If you subscribe to that as well, you have the collection of like the mastermind videos as well. So there's a lot of information there. But specifically mentoring, no, I don't do that over a Discord. I don't really personally consider that mentoring. Disco. The one that I'm taking right now is on Take Profit. Wow, I cannot talk. Take Profit Trader. I don't know why I'm struggling. I think I'm like slurring now because I've had such a long week. But yeah, Take Profit Trader because it's one of the few prop firms that I can trade with now, and it's the one I get daily payouts with. So I've already, if you are new to following the stream, I've already rocked 2 daily payouts. I got a daily payout from yesterday's trade. I showed my balance and everything on that account, and then I did it again the day before. So I've had 2 back-to-back days already. Why is the VWAP number different for the different time frames? So the VWAP shouldn't be different actually on different time frames. That's a very good question. After that really big move that came down off the Tokyo Open, I feel like it really like messed around with something. Usually VWAP should be exactly the same. It shouldn't be different. So I don't actually have an answer for you right now. I haven't spent enough time to look into it either. Thanks, Baljeet. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, Baljeet's one of the students that I took on. She knew nothing about. She's actually an entrepreneur. She works in the restaurant industry. She runs quite a few restaurants locally where I live. And she never knew trading at all. So she's someone that I took on clean slate. Steve, VWAP's the same on every time frame, technically speaking. So I technically my answer would be the same. Actually, it'd be all time frames. No problem, Michelle. What's going on, Jake? How many monitors do I use for trading? You do not want to know, my man. I'm just kidding. I've got a command center here. I got a 30. I got a wait. What is this? This is 30. I think I got like a 30-inch screen that's right dead set in front of me, and then on top I have a 49 wide screen. I think they're called Odysseys. They're Samsung ones. And then I got a vertical 27-inch screen to my left here, and then I got my 49-inch TV to the left-hand side. And you might think I'm a little crazy, but the reason why I have all these is because I actually it's for business actually as well. So I'm monitoring a lot of emails, chat logs, all of that also while trading. So it just so happens this works well for streaming as well because I have so many screens. Yeah, Robert, based on the news, it sounds like there was what was it again? It was something to do with I think it was like actually, I think it was financial news reports that came out for Tokyo for Asia, if I remember correctly. I'd have to take a look later though. I don't remember anymore. How we compare the London sessions with the New York and Asia sessions. So, Ibrahim, my comment to that would be that I look at every session as basically showing us like it's like a book is how I would describe it. It's a book because every single session kind of builds onto the next. You'll find that Asia has the slowest action generally speaking. London gets a little bit smoother, and then basically New York is where you go ham and go crazy. So the amount of volume and volatility you get from different sessions will differ for sure, and it depends on what you like. I don't trade the New York session anymore as much, especially now since I stream the late evening stream. As much as Ron G and I don't sleep, but my mornings are dedicated to my business and they're dedicated to my family as well. So it's the reason why I don't really trade New York anymore. So Leo, that question about the double bottom on 2 minute or 5 minute, that's going to be based on bar by bar. So if we get bullish failure to go lower bars and we're at a key spot and all that, that would be kind of like some of the confluences that I would look for. The question about Tradeify trading view. So any prop firm that you trade with is likely going to connect to like a Rhythmic or a Tradeovate. Now I use Tradeovate, so I can't speak for anything else. But essentially, all you're doing is that when you log into TradingView, if you go down to the bottom, you can scroll up and you can actually just click on Tradeovate and log in through your brokers through that. So then you'd be trading your prop firm account through TradingView. No problem, Disco. I just posted my Instagram there for anyone who's curious about the link tree and stuff like that. It shows this the Discord to the rig trades, and then YouTube, my YouTube and stuff like that. Reckon gold will pull back. Let's see what's gold doing. Gold looks like it's trying to make its way back up, but yeah, I mean I can see that. I have two trade theses for gold, to be honest. I'll get to that in a bit, gang. I will get back in a bit. I just want to manage this trade. I want to see if I get stopped out or not here. Minimum risk, 10 points is very digestible risk for me. And just a refresher, guys, I could have taken for 1R here, but I didn't want 1R. I wanted at least 2R on this trade. So are you saying my Instagram does not have my link tree, guys? Is that what you guys are saying? Just double checking. If I stopped out, I'm not done for the night. I'm just done with this trade. I just reposition and repivot myself and look for another entry. Bar by, I wouldn't say learn the most. So like in education, I would say I've learned different things in different facets. Bar by Bar is a great book if you really want to dig deep into the technicals. So absolutely, I would recommend it. But there's obviously other factors you have to look into when we talk about trading. I don't think there's one book that will solve all of your problems when it comes to trading, but it is a really solid book though. You need TradingView for the data. So the question about do you need TradingView subscription when you link the Tradeovate? I mean, technically speaking, you need data on your TradingView. Otherwise, I don't think you could trade through it. Thanks, Ron. Thanks for the help, man. I think that the New York session might feel trappy sometimes, and I think that as part of your strategy, it should be to look into like what periods of the day, like work best for you. Because yeah, I mean, I think if you're just hopping into trades blindly over New York, you can really get trapped quite easily. Um, but I don't know. I'm not. I think when I trade New York, I'll generally trade a little bit less size, but I'll shoot for more points because like there's much more action. Like you can catch a 30-point trade for breakfast. Like it's nothing. That's so easy, right? But catching a 30-point trade on Asia isn't always the easiest, depending on what kind of setups you got going on. I just don't trade New York just because of family. I prioritize my kids, getting them ready for breakfast, bringing them to school. I mean, you got to remember the why of why we do this, right? And also business for me. I have a lot of things I have to take care of in the morning. Mando, I'll talk about the trade again because I talked about the trade twice already, so I will get back to that question afterwards. In terms of EMAs, 9 EMA, 20 EMA, 50 EMA, and 200 EMAs. Those are the EMAs that are on my chart that you currently see. And then I have the VWAP, but those are essentially the indicators. Otherwise, I have the other indicator that I have up. That's actually what's in the backdrop for me here. And that's the FF indicator. So that's not a standard indicator. It's a proprietary one, but it's one that I've really found helpful for confluence purposes. So I have that there. Yeah. Ron G doesn't sleep. Javier, that question really depends on your level of experience, to be honest. And I'm not saying that just to be guarded or anything like that. It's like when a restaurant owner comes to me and say, "Hey, Alan, can you help me grow my business?" I have to have so many questions. How big's your restaurant? How many restaurants do you have? How big do you want to grow it? How long do you want to work with me? Like it really depends. It's not a simple question to answer, unfortunately. I know, Geo, bar by bar is like so boring to read because like literally it's so much text. But yeah, I know what you mean by visual learner. I think that's the reason why like a lot of times, you know how I relate like mentorship, because people always. By the way, I want to touch on this because this topic gets brought up a lot, right? Whenever I talk about mentorship, immediately they're just like, oh, what's so special about your class? Immediately they associate a mentorship with a class, which I'm not really too sure why. Well, I mean, if you think about it from a vocabulary perspective, it doesn't really make sense to assume that it's a class. But I think that if you're so used to what you see on social media, I can understand why someone would think it's a class. I think if it's like if they're called master classes, masterminds, boot camps, yeah, I can understand why it's considered like a class, right? But a mentorship, think about what that really represents, especially like if you were comparing this to like the gym. If you go to the gym, right, you get a fitness coach, you hire a fitness trainer, a personal trainer. That personal trainer isn't creating classes for you. I mean, they could run a class for you, but they don't create classes. That's not why you pay a personal trainer. You pay a personal trainer because you want them to create diet plans for you, to show you how to do proper bench presses, how to properly squats and stretching exercises, teaching you different kinds, calling you out on your crap so that when you're slacking at the gym, pushing you harder. Like that's what a personal trainer does. That's no different from a mentor. So when I say that I'm a mentor and I mentor people, I'm not just selling a class. Like if anything, that's like I always say this actually in my description. I'm not trying to downplay my system because I think my system is very valuable. But what you're really paying for is you're paying for my time. That's what you're really paying for. It's because you as a trader, you're coming from different spaces. Maybe you're a VWAP trader. Maybe you're a Bollinger Band trader. I don't know. But either way, a mentor's goal is to refine your trading, refine your mechanics, your psychology, all that stuff, right? So yeah, anyways, I think it's important to differentiate between the two because I'm not, it's not about selling classes and courses. Would you like me to set a class together and put it one for you? Absolutely, I can do that, but that's very different from mentoring. Just reading through the chat again. Are you looking for the 4-hour to put in a upper wick? I don't know. I have not looked at the 4-hour time frame. Let's look. I mean, it would be pretty sweet in the next 27 minutes. If this could actually turn into like a bullish bar, I think we have potential to go higher tonight. But we'll see. That's a big if. That's a big if, gang. How long have I been trading? So I started 5 years ago, stock market J. But what I say I started was 5 years ago. But when did I take it seriously? I'd say 3 years ago. I didn't take trading truly serious until I met Jake. Um, I had started beforehand with his prior Discord before. I actually started off in Stock Market Wolf's Discord, and when I was doing that, I knew nothing. So I was like kind of learning how to trade small caps because at that moment in time, that like Stock Market Wolf, that was like his bread and butter. It was like breakout trades and small caps. And there's so much more to it than that. I'm obviously being very high level right now. But that's where I started. So I knew what I was doing and trading that style of trading. But when I started wanting to learn options and stuff like that, I went to Jake because that was his specialty. And so that's when I really took it more seriously because, if you guys know Jake, he's a humble dude and he's got a lot to offer in that regard too as well. But he made me want to take it seriously, right? And so that's when I started really refining my craft. So I took his mastermind 6.0, which honestly feels like a lifetime ago already. And then from there, I kind of to build on my repertoire as a trader, to try to get myself further. And that's kind of how I got to where I am today. I've traded options for about 2 years. Well, technically, if I include it right now, it's 3 years in total. But I traded it primarily for 2 years, and I converted over to futures August of 2024. And so I still dabble in options, but I don't trade it as much because again, I can only trade it during New York session. So if I don't have time to trade it, then I can't trade it, right? So that's kind of the reason why I'm kind of where I am right now with it. And I do prioritize my family a lot, which is and my business, which is the reason why I have to be cognizant of my work schedule and what have you. Um, but I have had a lot of success. Like if you follow my YouTube, you'll know. Um, I did about $126,000 in options last year, and I've done already over $100,000 this year. So I do trade options, but I like futures, man. I like futures. You can trade at your convenience. That was actually a big reason why I moved over to futures, was because I like the flexibility that it provides. That's why I'm here, right? Give me 1 second here. I'm just fixing something here. What's going on? Sorry, just give me a second, guys. I'm having like a network issue here. All right, sorry, I'm back. Da, 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 da. Yeah, so I do own restaurants, and then I also work with other restaurant owners as well as entrepreneurs because I've my bread and butter has come from the restaurant industry, so it's where my passions are. Winner 321. Whereabouts are you from, by the way? And what kind of restaurant do you own today? And I'm just curious, just because I love this stuff. Javier, just reach out to me on Instagram. I don't really want to. It's not that I don't want to share with that stuff. I don't want to make the streaming all about selling stuff. I try to move away from that. Like if you guys know, like Jake said, like the whole purpose of doing these streams is to like offer value to the community, right? So I don't want to turn this into like a selling thing. So just reach out to me on Instagram, okay? Javier, if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer it there. Yeah. Yeah. Jake's pretty awesome, man. Yeah, the 5 minute candle makes me think I'm gonna get stopped out here, to be honest. Like the way that we're rejecting the 200 EMA and then we put in this nasty failure to go higher. And then the 9 EMA is also starting to curve downwards as well, right? So there's a possibility it might get stopped out. Thanks, Leo. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. I think the whole gang of streamers here all have a lot of specialties, and you also got to kind of know what you're playing with here, right? Like I'm trading. If I was trading New York, to be honest, I probably wouldn't be chatting as much with you guys because I'd really have to pay attention to the chart, because price can move so freaking fast. But I have the slower market to trade with, so I'm more than happy to chat with the gang here, man. So DAX, that EMA question, it's completely up to you. I mean, the 9 and 20 are bread and butters. When we talk about how do you use and what time frame, I run all my EMAs on the every time frame. I just prefer looking at the time frames that I have in front of me right now. So I mean, if you know what EMAs represent, it's trailing 9 bars, 20 bars, 50 bars of your session, right? So take that information for what you will and build it into structure plays and what have you. I would say there's not much of a difference. I don't, although I don't know how you trade your 9 and 20, I'd imagine that it's probably not that different in layering the 50. It's just a longer period of data, right? And just remember, right, like indicators are lagging information, right? It's not giving you live representation of what price is doing. It's just telling you where price has been. So as a trader, when you're looking at that, it's up to you to decide how you interpret that lagging data. Jackie, no, I have one trade open. It's just 3 contracts. So I have my stop loss. If I get wicked, taken out, then I get taken out. And then I have my 2 trims along the way. And if I do manage to get my 2 trims, then I'm going to hold my runner. Yeah, I know trades are crazy right now. For trade Cisco, I have 2 trades per account. So for example, I take this trade right now, this account, and then I'll take one more trade. And whether it's win or lose, it doesn't matter. I'm going to shut this account down and I'm going to rotate to another one. Ron, thanks for helping me out, brother. You're looking for shorts above 980. Mr. J Babes, are you looking for shorts above, what's it again? Sorry, 970? No, sorry, above 980. You're looking for shorts above 980. So you're saying that when we get up there, you're looking to short the market? Is that kind of your thought process? Yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, Jackie, just one. Stock market, Jay. I mean, I think that's such a personal preference, like about whether or not you have enough in you to multitask. Because like multitasking lots of accounts is not easy. It's actually quite difficult. So I would say that if you're learning and you're trying to learn how to take less trades, you probably don't want too many accounts. The only time I would ever say, hey, great idea to get multiple accounts is if you're trying to put reps on the market and you're trying to survive at the same time. Then you might want a couple accounts because then you want to rotate through them. That'd be my 2 cents. Silverback trades. How do you tell? Oh man, that's a tough one. You know what the setup I have actually with my family? My wife, if we play the game of ignorance is bliss. She doesn't need to know. She doesn't need to know how things are. She trusts. I mean, that obviously depends on what kind of situation in, but in my marriage, in my relationship, I have always managed the finance, and I'd like to say I've done pretty well for myself in these past few couple decades. So that's what we've got going on. But honestly, man, if you're like, I don't know, I think you should always be pretty transparent, unless your significant other doesn't want you to be transparent about that stuff. But yeah, you don't want to. That's not the type of stuff you want to blindside them on. Treat my PAs, but now I'm trying to find more success trading them individually. Right on. Yeah, Leo, man, 100. I'm all about trading individually, man. Copy trading is not my cup of tea. I have students that copy trade and they're very successful at that. So don't get me wrong. I just not my cup of tea. Who's yelling at Ron G? No one's allowed to yell at my man Ron G. Jackie. I look like a traditional chef. Oh man. I don't know, man. If you actually saw me in my everyday life, you probably wouldn't think that. I'm actually in a suit half the time. Yeah, I can see why multiple accounts can give you fatigue. So she trades micros. Good to have you here, by the way. I love it when I see regulars back in the chat. Um, so would I ever switch to shorts? Yes, but not just because, like in this example, I'm longing right now, right? If I get stopped out, I'm not just gonna switch to shorts, right? Like I wouldn't just do that just because I got stopped out. I'm gonna switch to shorts. I still have to have a good thesis as to why it makes sense for me to flip the shorts. So would I ever do it? Yes, but not because my long failed, but because it makes sense to flip the shorts. Silverback, I'll tell you right now, man, I'm sorry to hear that you are in that situation, but I say this all the time. You have no idea how many students I have rejected because they've come to me saying, "Alan, I'm literally paying you my life savings because I want you to change the trajectory of my life." And immediately at that point, I say to them, "I'm going to give you my free mentorship right now. Don't give me your money. Don't trade. Don't trade." Because it is, and I think everyone will tell you the same thing. Ron has actually talked about this. I can't remember how long. It was a long time ago, but I remember asking Ron, like, people have asked, like, how do you know when to go full time, right? You have to be in a financial place where you're trading a bad day or whatever doesn't like ruin you. It doesn't put you in such a bad position that you'd be screwed. So honestly, I'm sorry that you went through that, but like it's just not wise to be spending money you don't have or can't afford to lose, because this is the whole society thing too as well when we talk about like living above our means, right? Like even before trading, I could have gone out and bought my dream car. This was both before trading, but I didn't. I didn't because it just didn't make sense, right? Like I have different goals of life, and so I would just wouldn't do it. And so I think that trading, although not the same situation, I don't think you should be risking capital that you can't afford to lose. Like it's just not ideal, right? Yes, Robert, smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button. You're my reminder. Yeah, Ron doesn't sleep. Yeah, and yeah, she trades like micro. Hopefully, I answered that question already. Yeah, yeah, I did. I'm reading through the chat. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I don't like that the 15 is closing bearish. I would have liked it to close green, to be honest. But yes, I'm hoping for some follow through. If you're an EMA trader, by the way, guys, this is where I would want my 5-minute EMAs to close. I'm sorry, 5 EMAs. My 5-minute bars to close above these EMAs. That would give me a little bit more confidence to continue upwards. Oh, who's getting Ron G fired up? Does your stop trail you when funded on the Flex accounts? Trail you? No, it's sorry, John. If I'm understanding your question correctly, it's end of day drawdown. So does it move with you? Yes, it moves with you until you get to the buffer. So if you have a 50K account, right, and you get to 52K in profit, your blow up now is going to be at 50,000 instead of the original 48. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, see, Ron and I are on the exact same page about that, man. Like, I, if I'm taking you on, I want you to be successful as a student. I don't want you to be screwed, right? So if you give me everything you've got and then mentally you can't trade, like it's not going to look good for me or you, right? So like it just doesn't make sense. So it's tough. It's tough, but the real people out there, and I know there's a lot, like I'm an old fossil when it comes to social media. There are there are a lot of people out there that don't care. They're just out to take your money. Ron and I are not those kind of people. Like we want you to be successful. We want you to do well. And so, yeah, it wouldn't set you up for success. A lot of those people, and with all due respect, I always tell them like, honestly, go pick up a second job, go get a job with Uber, or do something different, build some income, right? And I know I've actually had one student come to me and like months later and be like, hey, I legitimately took your advice verbatim. I went to do Uber, and I've saved up like 3 grand. And it wasn't to pay me. He saved up that money so that now he had a buffer to trade with. Like he could buy accounts. He didn't have to worry about it and stuff like that, right? Because he could have paid me regardless before. But the thing is, if he paid me, he would have nothing with him, right? So in the business world, I'm actually a big financial person. Like you have no idea. Like when I work with restaurant owners, I go through things like 10-year financial forecast, SWOT analysis. I do a lot of that stuff, right? Like trading is not where my bread and butter is as far as skill set goes. Trading came much later in my life. So yeah. Smash the like button. Yeah, smash the like button. I mean, yeah. Do you talk about your option plays on this channel? I mean, I personally wouldn't because I can't trade options right now. So I'm not really too sure about your question. If you want to like ask me how I would have traded it, but that would be like more the New York session, if anything. I think that would be. I'm more than happy to talk about options, but I obviously can't trade during this period. So oh, she trades micros, man. You're a smart cookie, you. Yeah, Silverback. I wish you the best, brother. It's tough, man. I know that heart sinking feeling. I've been there, guys. Like I've been through all of that stuff. You know, bad drawdown, blowing accounts, risking money you shouldn't be risking. I'm telling you right now, every piece of advice I've ever given to a student, all the stuff that I'm dropping here for free with the gang, this is from life experience, man. I'm not telling you this stuff because it was from a book. I'm telling you this stuff because I've been through it and it sucks. And I know how it feels. And so my entire system has been designed around preventing myself from doing all that crazy stuff, right? So thanks, Robert. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. Drop some likes, gang. We got a lot of people watching here. I am literally just dropping knowledge and helping you guys out with questions wherever it be. So yeah, man, it means a lot. The more likes, the bigger the reach. I really want to grow this, man. It'd be pretty cool if our late evening session here manages to grow into like 3, 4, 500 viewers. Like that'd be insane. I'd be like over the moon. And again, we're just chatting, guys. We're just having good conversations. I'm a very well-rounded person, dude. So I like we don't even if you don't want to talk about trading, want to talk about something else, more than happy to, man. Okay, now I gotta read through because man, oh man, you guys are blowing up the chat, man. That's the long way to go. Two people in holy. Yeah, Ranji. Want to be long, short, reading, style, strategy is proper. 100%, Mr. J Babes. Strategy. I'm not saying like you should just move like 1,000 different strategies together, but there are successful strategies. A lot of time it's more so about really syncing yourself with your strategy so that you really understand what you're, accomplishing out of it. So I like the way that the 5 closed above the 9, but I really don't like this high pressure selling that keeps taking place. And it's been really whack ever since that big dive that we had earlier this morning from the Tokyo. It's really messed up everything for me on my end here because normally the 200 EMA on the 5-minute is usually farther away than the 2-minute. So it's really weird that the 2-minute is farther away than the 5-minute. It's kind of whack. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but it's messed up. Yeah, Cisco, I really think we can. I think we can too. I agree with you, man. By the Porsche GT3. I know. I don't want to say I'll never do it. It's there. By the way, I literally just saw on Instagram today, because my phone's probably listening to me. I've been talking about Porsches and stuff. They released one, and I think it's like one of those like custom ones. They released an Iron Man themed Porsche. Legit, if you open the engine bay and everything, they've got like 24 karat gold elements in it. Inside the car, it's got like the the Iron Man core lighting on the inside. Like it's crazy. Sorry, give me a second here. Like it's crazy. I'm like, man, I swear, like the world is like trying to get me to buy a Porsche because like Iron Man's my character too. So I was like, man, if there was a Porsche, that would be the one. I don't even know how much it costs, and I don't want to know. Yeah, Javier, save up, man. I mean, again, we can always chat. Like the way I look at it is for every student, it's gonna be different, right? So just the way I look at it is always save up capital, and we can always chat. Whatever works, man. Ali, what's going on? Oh, children life. Oh, you have a 1 month old. Congratulations, by the way, man. That's freaking amazing. Man, I'm telling you right now, and Ali, I'm sure everyone tells you this, but kids are gonna grow up so fast. I've got a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old, and man, it's the reason why I cherish every moment. I know everyone wants me to train New York, but I'm there for my kid, man. Getting breakfast ready in the morning, getting them ready for school. These are memories they're going to remember forever, right? And just don't forget why we do what we do today, right? Being present is everything. They don't care what job you have, they don't care how busy you are. All they care about is being present. And I grew up without a dad. I will not be that guy. Oh, nice. I got one trim. 2 are trimmed, locked in. Very nice, very nice. All right. Uh, I've tried my Funny Futures Rapid account. I can't trade with them anymore because I'm capped out, but uh, they are pretty solid. I mean, again, any daily payout account generally has intraday trailing drawdown, and so does that one. So just be cognizant of that. I think Tradeify is one of the few that has a daily payout account that doesn't have intraday trailing drawdown, but there's other limitations of the rules, so you just have to read through that. Holy man. Okay, this chat is moving so fast, man. I can't. I'm really sorry, guys. If I'm like skipping your messages, I'm not meaning to do it. I'm like, you guys are blowing up so fast, I can't keep up. Question about psychology. My quick summary answer, you want to build psychology. There's so many facets to this, right? But the one thing I will say is truly know your strategy. I think a lot of people say they know their strategy, but almost every student I've ever taken on, I start asking questions and they're just like, oh crap, I thought I knew my strategy. Apparently I didn't know as well as I thought I did. Yeah, Buljeet, man. Oh my God. My phone is listening. Ugh. I can't do it now. I can't do it. I'm gonna focus on my values. I want to see the world. I want to travel the world, and I want to donate to my charity still. So well, the car will come in the future. Stock market J. My name is Alan. Thanks for asking. My name is Alan. Azheng is just my company name for like my business world. So I just kind of just stick to that for trading as well, just to keep it as like very unison. Oh, Ali, you got 2 kids? That's awesome. Yeah. Man, they start going to school. My 3-year-old literally just started preschool. It's like it brings back the memories and when we brought our first child to preschool. Ugh. Enjoy it, man. Soak it up. Soak it up. Yeah. Take Profit Trader. I love Take Profit Trader. 40% off with code RT, no activation fee. Honestly, if you go for a 50K account, that's basically with the discount, you're at like $100 for the account, and there's no activation fee for it, right? 5 days to pass, no trailing drawdown. It's just that when you get to funded, that's when it gets difficult. You have intraday trailing drawdown. But I personally think Take Profit Trader, if you can get over the intraday buffer, it's goaded, man. It's the closest thing you're ever going to get to daily payouts. Sorry, the daily payouts is the first thing that makes you feel like you're trading live capital. Javier, I'm going to come back to that question in a bit. Darkness, I assume you just hopped on. This is we all selected our hours of what we wanted to do, and for me and my family, trading this session to stream with you guys is easier. I actually usually I don't trade and sit in front of a desk and stream usually. I'm usually trading while balancing like a virtual call meeting or cooking or things like that, right? So when Jake and I spoke and he's like, "Hey, I need you like to like be able to like be at the screen like this," right? And I said, "Okay, well, if that's the case, this is the only time I can do it. It's the best balance. My wife's asleep, my kids are asleep. No one's from the business world is going to call me at this time of day, so this is just the best time for me." Dee Dee. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. I'm on the West Coast. All right, that's 3R now. That's been locked in. So now I have one contract left, gang. So we've got two R hit, 3R hit as well. 5R would be at basically just beneath the level. I'm going to hold it for now. I trade my own capital on options, not futures. I am Chinese, yes. I like to tell people I am a banana. I am Asian on the outside, but I'm very much white in every other way possible. Culturally, in every facet. Okay, so someone asked me a question earlier and I really want to answer it. Let me get back to that question, sorry. Okay, Javier asked a really great question. What do you do if you feel like you're behind? Okay, guys, like I'm gonna consider this some like life lessons, okay? I'm gonna share a quick thing about me, about who I am, and I'm gonna explain because this is important. My roots of where I came from is why I am who I am today. Single mother, mental health issues, like since I was born, has raising both my sister and I by herself, no dad in our life, right? We grew up low income housing, went through nights up until I was old enough to work. I would go through nights where I wouldn't have dinner, right? Not every night, but there were nights where we couldn't afford dinner, and that was just such as life. That was majority of my life. And so when I was growing up, my biggest focus and hustle was to be able to give my mom the life that she deserved, right? And so everything that I've done up to this point has been about that. Now, fast forward, because I don't want to go through the whole, story of it all. As I was going through that, trust me, at every point in my life, I felt like I was not enough, right? I go to school with the same clothes every day. Kids would make fun of me. They would bully me. Oh, haha, Alan can't afford new clothes. You wear the same thing every day. Oh, look at your shoes. They're so broken. Yada, yada, yada. I was bullied as a child because I didn't have, the things that everyone else had. And through that automatically built the subconscious, fear of I'm never going to amount to anything. I'm never going to be able to do it because, that's what life is telling me right now, right? So I worked really hard. When I turned 14, the first thing I did was I got a job at McDonald's. People around me were like, ha ha ha, you work at McDonald's, ha ha ha, it's fast food. Well, you know what? I don't care. And here's an advice I want you guys to take away. No one is putting food on the table for you and your family but you. No one has the right to ever tell you that what you do is not worth it and that it's shameful. In the end of the day, you're the one putting food on the table for you and your family. No one can tell you that otherwise. So you put the work in, and that's what I did. And I grinded for a long time doing that. And same thing, I was still, just eating like pizza pockets and whatever the cheap thing I could. That's what I did for a while just to get by because I was so determined to save up money. And I got a second job as well during the summers when I could. I don't even know what a part-time job is. I've been working full time since I was 14 years old, right? And as I'm going through this hustle, again, people around me, they start getting jobs that were higher paying, like, Alan, just leave McDonald's, man. Like, if you come work at this restaurant, you'll get paid way more. You get tips, you get this. And I said, you know what? No, I like how I'm treated at McDonald's. My managers are great. I love the people I work with. I enjoy it. I love it. I want to do this. I put my quality of work in, even if people were making fun of me for working at McDonald's. As I'm going through this, now I'm going to fast forward even further. There's a reason why I'm sharing all this, by the way, guys. Okay. As I grew older, by the time that I was 18, 19, I had saved up enough money to buy my first car, a brand new car. Thank goodness my manager, my head office guy, gave me the advice that Alan, that is the worst decision you can ever make is to buy a car, buy a home. And trust me, 18-year-old guy with all of the subconsciousness of I need to prove to the world that I could do it, that I need to go get the girl and I got to do this. So all you're thinking as a guy is what? Buy a nice car, right? So you can show off and feel good and blah 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 blah. But I took I call him my life mentor today because he is my life mentor. He's retired now. We'll talk about it later. But I bought a home instead. By the age of 18, 19, I had saved up $35,000 of cash over 4 to 5 years of saving it up, right? Because I was cheap, frugal. I bought my first condo. It was a 30-year-old condo, but it was the first one. And from doing that, I was able to then have that as my platform. Real estate in Vancouver started blowing up. Was able to I started learning about equity, financial debt equity ratios. Mind you, I'm like 19 and 20, okay? And I'm so hungry to learn. So I'm learning all this stuff, right? Fast forward now. I'm going to go through the highlight reel 10 years because I really don't want to tell you my whole life story in this one little thing here. But I became the youngest person, not just Asian descent, youngest person in general, to ever make it to head office in the country that I live in. Right, I was first to ever do that at the age that I did. So I questioned, people would question, you're such a young dude. Are you able to even tell me how to do my job? Blah 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 blah. You name it. The whole roadmap of life has been people constantly doubting me. Alan, you're not good enough. Alan, you'll never make it. Oh, you're too young. Why should I listen to you? Blah, 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 blah. At every point in my life, I was questioned about what I was going to be capable of doing. I'm sharing this because in the end of the day, all the self-doubt you guys are talking about right now, of like, what if I feel like I'm not where I'm supposed to be? What if I feel like I'm not good enough? Who the hell is telling you that? It's your life. No one else can tell you that, man. Like, in the end of the day, those people who are shaming you, beating you down, they're not going to be there. They're going to be a fragment of your imagination in the grand scheme of things. And I can tell you with certainty, anyone who has ever made it would never come to you and shit on you. Nobody does that, right? Anybody I come across, I knew how hard it was to get here. Why in the world would I go to someone else and treat them the same way I was treated? That makes no sense. And that's the whole battle about giving back, right? So for all of the people who are here right now watching this, right? Like, whatever demons you're fighting, whatever struggles you're going through, in the end of the day, you do it for you. Don't risk more than you can afford to. Be humble. Don't live above your means. You'd be surprised how well and how fast you can get there. Because a lot of the time, man, what it is that you've been sucked into social and telling you that you have to wear the Hermes, the Versace, the Lamborghinis. That is not what life's about, man. When you and you're a deathbed, that's the last thing you're thinking about. Family, good food, good company, seeing the world. That's everything, man. But anyways, I can go on for frickin' ever because I get really fired up and passionate about this type of stuff. So I'm hoping whoever's listening, I'm hoping consider this a signal of life for you, whatever you're going through, man. Yeah, I also made the bold move of becoming an entrepreneur. I left my corporate job, even though it was a really good corporate job, and it was the foundation to who I am today. But yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I think I had to go through what I had to go through, right? I absolutely do. Doesn't mean I'll purposely put people through this kind of situation, but I think you do, man. What's your thoughts on moving to break even? I'm open to moving to break even. Don't get me wrong, I am. What I would like to see first here is I would like to see price reclaim above VWAP right now, and I would like to see a hold. If we can reclaim above it, I'm open to moving my stop loss 10 points into profit, which would be about right here. And then from there on, I'll just kind of hug the position as we go. My man Ron, I appreciate you, man. He keeps me company, so I'm not lonely. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate it, man. How do you sync the 1 hour, 15-minute, and 5-minute trends? What would be your game plan if the 1 hour is bullish and 15-minute and 5-minute are bearish? I don't know if I understand the sync question, but what I will say is that if the hourly is bullish, just remember that in everything we do about structure and trends and what have you, every time frame is telling a story. So I think it comes down to what your strategy is like, really, right? If you're a person that trades off the 1 hour, then maybe you have to wait patiently to see if you can get a nice pullback to continue the trade. I don't know. It depends on your strategy. Like, I don't really leverage the hourly. Excuse me, sorry. In everything that I do, it's an aspect, but it's kind of hard to answer that question, to be honest. I think that if it were me, like, see right now this hourly is bullish, I would like to see on the smaller time frames that we reclaim and hold above VWAP, and that's where I would probably want to take an entry. Like, if I'm not already in a trade, that's probably what I would want to do. I'd want to watch something like this. It's true. I'm like I don't want to say I get along with Caucasians better than Asians, but if you talk about, like, culturally speaking, I blend right in. Like, I actually lived in a part of Canada where it's very like 95 Caucasian dominant. And although I stuck out like a sore thumb physically, I got along with like Caucasians like quickly, very fast, just because of who I am. News caused that volatility. There were financial releases on Tokyo's expectations and what have you. If there was more than that, I'm not too sure, but I remember seeing that earlier. I don't. The first hour of the session, Ibrahim, can you ask provide a little bit more clarity on what you mean by first hour of the session? Appreciate it, Max. Targets, I would say you could set targets in so many ways. I mean, again, very subjective. You want to go by point base, you want to go by indicator base, you want to go by level base. It's completely up to you, man. 100%, man. 100%. I know there's about what? How many people are on this right now? 206 people. I got 87 likes. Come on, gang. Let's pump those number up. Like Wall Street says, those are rookie numbers, guys. Come on. Drop a thumbs up on the video, gang. Thanks, Javier. Appreciate it, man. If price created a lower high structure on the 5-minute, like it did around your entry, but higher up, would you move stops break even or hold to stop loss? So if I understand your question correctly, if we put in like a lower high here, then yeah, I would kind of just hug the lower high along the way. Again, it really depends. Like I have one contract left. I'm okay being a little bit more risky on it because if you think about it, I locked in one contract for 20 points. That's $400. I locked in another contract for 30 points. That is $600. I'm already up $1,000, right? So I guess we'll decide. I'm willing to risk more, to be honest, because if this could retrace back to the highs, like what is that worth to me? Like humbly 100 points, which would be like 2 grand. Yeah, we'll see. Plus, I'm chatting with you guys, so I'm in like no rush to like close this position out. I'm hanging with the gang. How do you set your target? Yeah, drop a like, gang. Thanks, Lance. I appreciate it, man. I am 34. I think I'm 34. I had to think about that. Like, shit, how old am I? Once you get past your 30s, you just don't think about it anymore. I'm telling you right now, I actually told Jake the exact same thing before he turned 30. I said, when you turn 30, your body will feel it. You will feel it. Because I don't know what happened. When I turned 30, man, I felt all kinds of pains. Doing good, man. Doing good. Just in this long trade right now. Javier, that's my Instagram. I just posted my Instagram, Javier, just because I know you asked the question. Yes. So every night, Sunday to Thursday, I live stream the session. This is my time slot. Out of all of the Avengers, this is my time slot. Where will I exit? Where will I exit? Never. I'm gonna hold this until we hit 30,000. I'm just kidding. Honestly, I think depending on how this night goes, let's just say hypothetically this continues to just ride up. I will likely just move my stop loss to a point that I like on the chart, and I'm just gonna go to sleep. And I'm just gonna let it run, and we'll see where it goes. The beautiful thing about Take Profit Trader, I got no consistency rules. I don't have anything to worry about. Okay, I got it. So if based on your specific question, Ibrahim, about the London session, I like to watch price develop. So depending on where we are, if we just so happen to be at a very key spot when London opens and I get like, I don't know, bearish sentiment or bullish sentiment, I'm happy to take a small size trade just to get things started and then size into it if it works out, like if you have massive follow through. Otherwise, I mean, I like to wait to see how things go. And I'm not a dynamic size trader. So like, as I say, make the comment about sizing in, that's probably the only time I'm ever going to do that. Thanks, man. I'm holding 5 micros till 27K. All right. Well, I think for you and me both, let's get there. Let's get to 27K, man. Oh, Ray BJ, they say that the Asians don't raisin, right? Isn't that what they say? Yeah, Chris trades, man. Power to you, bro. I don't know how you do that. I can't. I those nights anymore. I mean, I used to game with the boys, and I used whoever's played back in the day, like the original Modern Warfare. And I'm not talking about the remastered version. I'm talking about the original Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. I actually played Call of Duty at like a tournament level before. Um, and same thing back when I was younger. I used to play StarCraft at like a tournament level. So I was very obsessive. Um, Nowadays, man, I can't game at night. I'm like too bagged. Can you imagine me playing Call of Duty after the stream? Nah. Home country, I'm born in Canada, but my family's from China. Thanks, Sand Wongsta. Either man or girl. I don't know actually if that's a girl name or a guy name, but thanks anyways. I appreciate it, man. Mhm. Yeah, man. Modern Warfare 2. I mean, I was a sniper for my team. So interventions, 50K Barrett, give me any sniper. You're screwed pretty much against me. I can quick scope you from the other end of the map, man. Like it was a different time back in the day. Also, if you remember playing Modern Warfare 2, the knives, the lunging, it was crazy with Commando Pro. Man, I remember going through the high rise map and literally knifing every single person in the room and like just getting kill streaks from doing that. Yeah, StarCraft is OG, man. I never played StarCraft 2. I only played the original. I know Canada's been rough, man. It's been rough. But you know what? My whole family's here, so I'm not. My family's everything to me. If I had to move, I'll figure out a way. I mean, that's why I always talk about when I travel, right? I learn a lot, and to be perfectly honest, when you got a skill set where you can literally work anywhere in the world, like trading, there are some certain countries, man, you can live like a king. Like I know back home, like not my home, sorry. Like if you go to Vietnam, man, if I can make like 2K, 3K USD trading, I'm living a good life out there, man. Oh, Sando, you in Toronto. Sweet. Yeah, I used to fly out there a lot for work. For this stream's on YouTube. Janice. It's just on YouTube, so you no Discord needed. It's just free. That's the whole purpose of Project 365 is to give you guys access to us. Yeah, Vancouver is beautiful. New Cred Life. Yeah, personally, you're talking to a guy who literally does not copy trade. So naturally, I just would trade them individually. Newfoundland. We got a Newfie in here. What's going on, NQ Sniper? I haven't been to Newfoundland yet. I actually originally had a trip planned out there and I never ended up following through with it, unfortunately. But I really want to go out there. I hear the seafood's amazing. Trick shotting on Rust. Rust was chaos, man. I don't know how many nukes we've gotten playing on Rust. Yeah, I've done that before on Rust. Just run around with a knife. Back in my day. That's right, visionary. Oh, can you not trade with props in Vietnam? That's good to know. I had no idea. Uh, how do I pronounce that name? Toxics. Your question about swing trading. I don't know how that works unfunded. all the funded accounts that I trade with don't allow for that. So if you have one that allows to do that, I'm not really too sure how that would work, to be honest. Probably not the best person to answer that question. Yes, Tone Hulk. This is my session. 10 p.m. to midnight Pacific Standard Time or 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm here Sunday to Thursday, gang. This is my second week. Boom! Look at that. 50 points, gang. 50 points. I would have already hit my TP. But because I'm still hanging out with you guys, I'm just going to hold, guys. I'm going to move my stop loss to 15 points in profit. All right. And we're just going to let this do its thing. We're going to let it do its thing. Let it run. Let it run. Let's see how far we go. Passing TPT evals, honestly, it's nice that you have. I know people hate that it takes 5 days to pass, but it gives you time and patience, right? So you don't have to rush the process. I trade 150Ks only for account sizes just because of the drawdown that I like. However, I think 50K accounts are the best for beginners. Excuse me. Best drawdown to profit ratios. And also, it's in theory, I know it's kind of like a psychological thing, but in theory, you get past your buffer a lot faster. So you can get paid faster, if that makes sense. So I think 50Ks are the best. Gaming without a care in the world. That was a different time in my life. If my kid ever decides to want to play games like first-person shooters, I am so rocking that with him. 50K is the best, man. 50K is the best. I don't know, like if you're using a 50K account and you're trading with discipline and you're learning, I can't see why you'd be blowing accounts like I don't know how often you're blowing them, so I shouldn't assume here. But hopefully you're lasting a week with those accounts because like unless you're trading higher size than you should be, you should be able to last a week with your account. I don't. I'm actually not a gambler, and this is a true story. Anyone who knows me, I have the crappiest luck. When I go to casinos, I lose. I just lose. The only time I go to casinos is literally when it's like friends' birthdays and they want to head up the casino or whatever. And I'll walk in with like a couple $100, but I guarantee you by the end of the night, that money's gone. I'm just not, I don't know. Life says, Alan, you have to work hard. You're not allowed to gamble. And you're not allowed to make money that way. Which is why whenever people tell me that trading's gambling, I'm like, I don't know, man. I can't win at casinos, but I do well in trading. So I did go over the reasoning for a trade already. I'll touch on this stuff again. In about like 10 minutes, I'll talk about it again. Yeah, you know what I did when I traded, when I first started trading props? I would work to get my first payout. And then once I got my first payout, I would reinvest that payout into buying the other 4 accounts or whatever that may be. And then I would that's when I started the rotation of accounts and I cycled through there. No, I mean, I don't think buying 150K accounts is a bad thing. I like the drawdown, so I like it. But I mean, I just think for new traders, it takes you longer to pass them. It takes you longer to get to a payout. And the thing is that if you're used to trading higher size and you get to the fund stage, I just don't know if you are able to manage them well. You're asking if I played golf. I suck at golf. I suck at golf. Okay, so if you asked me to go, I'd go, but I'm not great at it. I know this looks like this was actually a shirt that I actually just got recently when I was in China because I wanted to buy some like casual shirts that I could wear on like meetings and stuff like that without being too casual, and that's actually why I got this. Yeah, Aldo, I like that. I like your risk management there. Yeah. Yeah, these indicators are the ones I like too. Okay, yeah, you're not blowing that many. I mean, blowing accounts sucks in general, but you're not blowing that many accounts. 2 to 3 a month's not that bad. Gold long at 47,935. 47.9. Wait. What do you think about a gold long around 47.935? 3. That's very high up. Money bags. Are you sure that's what you're asking about? 47,935. That's like all the way up here. Can you confirm that's what you're asking? Yeah, you got to have the long-term mindset when you're trading. That short-term mindset is going to kill you. You try to rush the process, the market will humble you real fast. No, man. I think that as far as news goes, it was just it looked like just bad forecast, I think it was, or something like that. Give me a second. Let me just where the hell is that thing? Yeah, I just saw investment. Like, I guess the investment information wasn't great. I have no idea, man. I don't actually know what caused it. I'm trading on Take Profit Trader Pro right now. And by the way, I think if you guys want to tag me on YouTube, I think you should be able to tag my name. So I'm just gonna pop my Instagram here again. Like, if you go at Azheng Trades, I think that's how you'll be able to like flag me. Can someone try that? I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but there you go. Yeah, there you go. That's how you want to tag me. I'm on the Rate Trades Network right now because that's obviously our streaming platform, but that's not directly the message to me specifically. Just an FYI. It will be harder for me to retrace that message afterwards. 4723. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. 4723. I would want to see how gold closes here in the next 6 minutes or so. I can see why we would want to play this potential higher low on gold to make our way back up. I don't think that's out of the equation here, but I would wait. I would wait at least another 5 minutes. So as of right now, the highest point of this trade is about 5R. Thanks, gang. What are we at right now? Holy crap, it's 11:24 already. Where does the time go? All right, I think this is a good time to probably do a giveaway, guys. What do you guys think about that? Let's do a giveaway. Give me a second here. Let's see. I need to get my code. Where's my code? All right, here it is. All right, gang. I haven't even started yet, and you guys are already popping in the chat. You guys are hilarious. Ron, are you still here? I just want to double check. Am I using the bot again, or am I just manually doing this? If you're still on. I'm sorry. I know you guys probably talked about it in the chat, but I'm just so far behind on my stuff right now. Don't start yet, gang. Don't start yet. I haven't started. Calm down, guys. Calm down. Calm down, gang. I'm not starting this yet. You guys are blowing up the chat and I haven't started yet. Okay, just give me a sec because I got to make sure I do this right. I need to double check if I'm supposed to use the bot or not. I think my man Ron G may have gone to bed. All right, well, you know what? At the very least, I want to get our likes up, guys. We have 190 people watching right now. We have 127 thumbs up. We've got a problem. Drop a like. Drop a thumbs up. I want to get us at least 150 likes before I drop this giveaway. Drop a thumbs up. Drop a thumbs up. We're almost there. We're almost there. Smash that like button. Okay. I'm not going to use the bot because I have no idea how to use the bot. And Ron's not here. I can't ask. I don't want to bother him. Give me a second. I'm going to read through this to make sure I'm not missing anything. Let me see if this works. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to try to see if this works. Because this is supposed to be the code you guys would type in, I think. So how would... I'm sorry, I don't know how to do this, man. I'm going to have to ask my man Ron later on. All right, gang. I just put W's in the chat because I think we're at 150 likes now, right? We are. Drop W's in the chat. 10 seconds, and I am going to pick up a name at random here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. I got the winner, gang. You guys can stop now. You guys can stop now. You guys can stop now. Winner is... You guys can stop now. I announced the winner already. I think it's just lagging, but there's the winner. Stop spamming the chat, guys. Your first ever giveaway win. Congratulations. All right, so you know what to do, I think. If you've been on the stream for long enough, DM me on Instagram, and I will send you the code. By the way, that's a 50K growth account, guys. That's a 50K growth account. There is no activation fee for that account. I actually love the growth accounts with Tradeify. They're goated. When I actually achieved my $100,000 payout cap with Tradeify, majority of my accounts were actually growth accounts. All right, I'm going to move my stop loss up a little bit on this trade now as well. I'm going to move it up to 20 points. So no matter what, if I get stopped out, I still get 2R on that trade. And that's going to be worth still $400 for me. Aldo wins, guys. Please stop spamming the chat. Aldo is the winner. Aldo. Aldo. I don't know if you guys are just lagging or still going, but... So, big boy, that depends on the prop firm, actually. Different prop firm, different rules. I believe Tradeify, and don't quote me because I haven't traded with them in a long time now, because I capped out with them as a legacy trader, so that was before they introduced all the new rules. But today, if you get capped and you get moved live, and let's just say things don't work out for you, afterwards, after a review or whatever they may be, you have the ability to still go back to some trading again. So I don't know what the new cap is for Tradeify, actually. So I can't really speak to it too much. Lucid, for example, I have capped out with them. If you watch my YouTube, you'll know I basically locked in 75 grand within 3 months of trading with them, and that was kind of me getting capped out. But with them, you go through a 4-week cooldown period, but then you could trade with them again afterwards. So basically, sometime in early May, I'll be able to trade with them again. How do I decide if it's a scalp trade or a bigger TP? So market conditions. It depends on how the structure looks. So for me, when I look at the NQ right now, we had this big move down. So I'm looking to retrace it, basically, is essentially what I'm looking to do. Hold on 1 second. I think my dog is going crazy. I'll be back in 1 minute. I've never walked away from a stream before, but give me 1 minute. I'll be right back, gang. Sorry about that, gang. Doggo was going a little crazy there. Who has the biggest cap for prop firms that you know of? Either Top Step or Take Profit Trader is my guess. And I only say that because Top Step wise, I think I've done over. Ooh, I have to look at my payouts again. I think I've done over like 160, 170 grand with Top Step, and I haven't been capped. And then Take Profit Trader, I've done even more than that. So yeah, I think right now those are probably the ones that take the cake as far as cap goes. But honestly, there's so many good props. Like you got to realize how much you have to make for you to be like, oh my goodness, I have no more props to trade with. Like it takes a lot, right? So like, yeah, like when you take a look at my payout history from last year, it was 882,000, right? So that was with all those props that I traded with. So think about how long it takes to get there, though, right? Like, I mean, I don't know, and I don't think you have to worry too much about it. I mean, obviously, I don't know the reason for your question, but um, yeah, EMAs 9, 20, 50, and 200 EMAs what I'm using right now. You just ate way too much food, Robert. What did you eat? I don't know if you saw my Instagram, but we had quite a feast today. A limit sell at 27,021. So are you thinking of taking profit there? Is that your idea? Yep, yep. NQ's fighting this level. The only time, Alex, that it benefits them for them taking profit splits from me is if we're live trading. So if you're live trading with them, then they get the benefit of that. But otherwise, it's not really that much of a benefit. Cap is just payout. It's just prop firms have a maximum amount they'll pay out for a trader because they don't want people who are there are people out there who are like truly goaded, right? And they don't want them sim farming them, so they have to cap it for those reasons. It's a business in the end of the day. Correct. If you're on live, you can go as long as you can, man. It doesn't really matter. But for those who are streaming, tuning in for the first time, the reason why I can't move live is because of where I'm located. They just don't have a platform for me to trade off of. So for me, I opt for capping out no matter what. Like I don't have much of an option. Yeah, I trade every day. I trade every day. Not saying that everyone should trade every day, but I do trade every day. Aldo, DM me on Instagram, bro. Robert, man, you living good there, huh? I'm gonna be going for some steaks tomorrow night. I've never tried Funded Futures Network before, but I have a student that's been paid out by them already, so I know they're reliable in that case at least. Oh, sounds good. I'm just not looking at my Instagram yet, Aldo. I'll get back to you afterwards, man. I just want to I go through the stream first, and I'll get to it later. Apex does have a cap. I don't know what their cap is anymore. They've obviously made recent revisions because I was part of their legacy program from before, so I obviously made a lot more than what you can make now, as you probably already know. Um, but Apex is actually doing a deal right now. So if code RT, you guys should be able to get up to 90% off right now. And I think they're doing like a special on their intraday trailing drawdown accounts too, which is their OG accounts. I think they have like a $69 PA fee, like the activation fee on it right now. So it's like lower. It's a cut in half, I think. So yeah, I think they're doing the 90% deal right now. So if you haven't tried Apex before, you can't argue with 90%. Code RT will give you 90%. So just when we're sorry, answering Moneybank's question here. Let's just say that I don't know, I exit my trade right now for some reason. I would need good sense on larger time frames that we're actually rejecting. Otherwise, I'm not just going to shift out of nowhere. Just because there's a lot of strength here, right? The way I look at it is that you want to make sure you trade the structure, right? Oh, ramen. In Vancouver, there's a place called Ramen Danbo, and it's like the best. It's the closest thing to having ramen from Japan. Yeah, revamp. I will stay for a bit after the London Open. I always do. I don't. It's not technically part of the stream, but I do stay a little bit afterwards just to see what it does. Yeah, I'll see what we do here. What's gold doing? Oh, there you go. That's a nice potential higher low. I know someone asked me about that gold trade earlier, but this is a nice potential higher low here. Will we get a follow through? That's another question, but let's see. I think gold has potential to move from here based on the close there. I'm just looking at my chart on the left-hand side if you guys are wondering why I'm looking this way. Oh yeah, if you guys are just kind of hopping in too, just so you guys know, like look at my stop loss from earlier. How many ticks away I was. I was like a point half away from getting stopped out. I think that if you've watched my YouTube videos as well when I was doing the MNQ series, there were so many trades where I was so close to getting ticked out. I think that when you're creating your stop losses, that's one of those things I would say is that making sure that it aligns with what you're looking for on the chart. Um, because having a strategic stop loss is important. Like usually I risk more than 10 points in a trade, but for me it was like, hey, you know what? I didn't need more than 10 points to tell me I was gonna be wrong. So um, when marking Asian London high and lows, where do we mark if the high occurred when the sessions overlap? So Stolia trade. I mean I think that's a very subjective thing to the individual trader. Like if Asia highs and London highs are the same, then it's just the same high if that's the case, right? Assuming that's part of your strategy. Um, yeah, like I have like this indicate. Hold on, what is it? Can I move this without it being screwed up? Hold on. If you guys can see this right now, like this is an example of where you can see on the chart. This is Tokyo. This is the Tokyo high, overnight high. Tokyo Open was here, right? And then Tokyo low is down here. So depending on where London opens, like let's just say like it comes all the way back here, which is undoubtedly it's not going to happen in the next 17 minutes. But if it overlaps up here, then you just overlap it. It's not the really biggest deal in the world, to be honest. So I'm not sure if I understand the question really. Like I don't know if I'm even answering it properly, but yeah. Eric, top three Pokemon. Is that a question? Yeah, I like those plays, Aldo. Oh man, you realize you're asking me to date myself here, right? I didn't watch Pokemon when all this new stuff came out. Like TV show wise, I stopped watching Pokemon, I think after Johto, because it was the regular Orange Islands Johto, and then I don't even know what the heck comes after that. Yeah, man, I didn't watch far enough for me to have my favorites, man, in that regard. Like between the three originals, like Squirtle, Charmander, and Bulbasaur, I was always more of a Squirtle dude personally, just because I liked him. I did back then, yeah, man. Again, you're talking to an older man here, so yes, I have played those. Squirtle was my go-to though. I liked him the most. But if you talk about like the final evolution to them, I like Charizard more. So what made me take this trade? Well, I was looking for a retracement. So we can see here that we essentially double bottomed the market. Had I gotten to my screen earlier, I would have entered much sooner than this. So I didn't want to chase because this was kind of just grinding up. I was kind of waiting to see when we'd get our first pullback. And so once we had our pullback, that's essentially where I took this trade, looking for us to have a continuation longs on the overall retracement of the market. So right now we're holding beneath the level. We don't know. I mean, this could very likely with London Open shoot us right back down, but I already scaled out 3 contracts at this point. I had trimmed one for a 2R, the other one for 3R. So now I'm already at 5R technically if I really want to close this out. But I'm just gonna hold it for now. It's my last runner. So I'm just gonna let to see how where this ends up going. I don't know if we're gonna be able to retrace all the way back to the top, but that's that. Hey, all good, man. All good. I know people will ask me this question over and over again as they hop in, so it's totally fair. Like I've already taken on more than I'm content with, right? So I've kind of talked about earlier on the stream too. 20 points on one contract, 30 points on another contract. I mean, if you do the math already, that's $38,000. And if this contract comes and stop me out at 27 points, right? I mean, that in itself already is about another, 550, 600 bucks. So in total, if I get stopped out right now, my total trade profits is 1,600 bucks. So not too bad. Any of you guys in any trades right now? That gold long that I talked about earlier is working out. So would have been a 5-point risk. So we would have been able to get 1R on gold already right now based on that higher low. So someone asked me earlier if longs were good, and I said that we'd like to see if we could have more of a time frame confirmation for a higher low, and so we are forming that right now. So we got about 1R. I think 2R is very reasonable as well on gold. After that, it's risky business. I don't know if I would hold past 2R. That's gold right now. Yeah, Steve, let's go. If you're in this, I hope you get 2R, man. We're testing VWAP right now, but we'll see. 100%, man. 100%. You're still holding NQ from the bottom, eh? Let's go. Oh, it was you who asked. Yeah, 1R was good. 1R is very safe on these trades. So now gold's pulling back here. I don't even know why it's pulling back. Where are we at on the chart? Let me just zoom out here because it's too hard to see this. Yeah, interesting pullback already. Oh, nice. Nice, Devin. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm hoping you get a little bit more follow through than this, to be honest. I'd like us to make a move back up there before we come back down. Something must have come out. Did news come out? Because the NQ started pulling back a little bit too. Let's see. UK debt office plans of glitz sales for 2026 forecast. Not much. We'll see how we do here. Let's go on hex frames. My joking comment to that is I'm going to retrace all the way to all-time highs, but honestly, I'm just trailing this with higher lows at this point. I have this is a take profit trader pro account, which basically means that I have no consistency rule. So I'm just honestly, if the stream ends and I still don't get stopped out, I'm literally just going to run this up and see where my where this goes, to be honest. Because if I wake up and I get stopped out, not a big deal. But if I wake up and I'm still in the trade, then hallelujah, then it's going to be a solid trade for the day. DD. Oh, you got 2 accounts. Oh, there you go. Nice push. There you go. Basically almost 2R there. Pretty darn close. K-Dogs, I stream 2 hours. I stream the 10 p.m. to midnight Pacific Standard Time, or 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern Time, Sunday to Thursday. Best purchases from trading? I don't know, man. I'm not a materialistic guy. Like, I'm not like the best guy to ask. And by the way, this rejection was right off our spot here at 47.38. So that, I guess that's kind of one of those moments where you don't want to be a prick for a tick. But yeah, as far as like materialistic good goes, I'm not a big material guy, right? So for me personally, I'm just trying to think about what would have been the thing. I don't know. I mean, the cars I drive, I have my family Honda Odyssey. That's like my family van. I got my wife recently a Hyundai Palisade, which is like a hybrid car, like a big. It's a nice SUV actually. Hyundais have come a long way compared to where they used to be when I was a kid growing up. And then I drive a Tesla Model Y. I've driven all the Teslas, to be honest. I got the Juniper Y recently just because honestly the reason why I like it is because other than the EV aspect, but I like the chart. I can actually see my trading view chart on my car, so not a lot of cars can offer me that. Full TP, let's go. Nice job, man. Nice job, Devin. Let's close this 5-minute bar. It'd be beautiful if this 5-minute bar can take out these power bars here. It was running. No, show us the Pokeballs. The Pokeball. Which one would you like to see, Deity? This is the regular one. I don't know if you guys have these collections, but can you even see the light? Actually, I think it's too. Can you see the light? I don't know. It's shining right now. It's kind of hard to see, actually. Hold on. My stream light makes it really hard. Give me a second here. Oh, no, now I see it better. You see that? It like kind of on and off, kind of luminescent. Yeah. Gotta turn my light back on now because now it's too dark. So we got the regular Pokeball. We got the Great Ball. Great Ball. Then you got the Ultra Ball. And these are the classics. I don't have the newer ones because I don't watch the new stuff as much. And then that's the Master Ball. And then I actually got this little miniature Pokeball. This is the little one. Yeah, these are just nostalgic for me from my childhood, man. I don't have any of the new stuff though. These are the OGs. Hey, you pass your buffer. Congratulations, man. That's awesome. Now you take your time and you get those payouts. Once you get to the place where you can do daily payouts, man, it's an amazing feeling. I'll tell you that right now. Do you have cards too? No, I don't have my old stuff anymore. Gave those up a long time ago. What DOS games do you play? What does that mean? Sorry, I'm sorry. That might I might have just aged myself by asking that question. First person shooter. I used to play Call of Duty. My friends still play it. Actually, it's hard for me to make time for it, especially now that I'm streaming later in the evening too. Yeah, man, it's the OG stuff. What's gold doing now? Yeah, that rejection there, eh? Yikes. Yikes. Yeah. This is a good 5 minute close on the NQ, but not as strong as I would have liked. I would have liked a stronger one. Taking a look at the gold chart over here. You're down 900 on your evals. What'd you trade today, man? Curious if NQ is going to pull back to 970-ish area. If it does, it would take me out. No, I don't think it's crazy to short NQ, to be honest. I don't think it's crazy at all, especially with where we are right now. Market opens in 4 minutes. I think I'm going to get stopped out, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised. I think the opening candle might push down and take me out before it goes higher, assuming that it does. I don't watch it anymore, DD, but I used to. Naruto is my go-to, hence my branding. My old trade name, actually, back when I first was with Jake, was Uchiha Trades. Naruto, man. For me, as far as anime goes, man, Naruto's the top. Not even a question. Not even a question. Dragon Ball would have been my second. Other than that, I think my third would have been Gundam. Let's see how this 5 minute closes. Maybe we need to get back above VWAP, man. I don't like that every candle so far is closing beneath VWAP. It's not a good sign going into London's open. I was just gonna ask solo leveling. I was gonna ask what that meant. I didn't realize that's an anime. All right. 2 minutes left until we open. You know what? I'll set my TP here. Do I want that? I don't know. Give me a second here. Let me think about this. I'll put it here for now. Yeah, I'll leave it there. I'm good with it. I'm gonna get stopped out probably though. No. I hate it getting into holding trades into an opening. It's like the worst. This volume's gonna push down on me. Again, refresher for the guys who just hopped on. If I get stopped out, that's 27 points in profit still, so I'll still take it. London Open. Aldo, yeah, OG. Yeah, you'll remember my name. I had to move away from it though. I didn't want to have like copyright issues or like trademark issues. I don't know if it's gonna sweep to Asia lows again. That'd be wild. That'd be wild. I feel like if we came back to the lows again, we'd keep going. I think if we were to sweep the lows, I think we would just literally go even lower. I don't know. I'm not saying that we'd go super low, but probably like down to like the 26,825 area. The name that I have, it's just my first name, first letter of my initials and my last name. That's all it is. It's nothing special. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. I mean, yeah, we're consolidating right now. We're consolidating between the level and the VWAP at the moment. But it looks like we're getting some selling though, so maybe we get a push down. I think like 970-ish is probably a reasonable place to pull back to if it does. If I was going to trade for longer, I'd probably move my stop loss a little lower. But to be honest, like the stream's done technically now anyway, so I'm not overly eager to like be so aggressive with my stop loss because I totally don't mind just closing it out and going to bed. Hey, no problem, man. Have a good night, Aldo. Aldo, are you still on right now, by the way? I know you said you were signing off, but just check in. And are you still there? Thanks, Anam. I appreciate it. I want to see if we break the highs. That's why I'm still on the stream right now. I'm hanging. Although I don't think you messaged me, man. I don't have your message. Can you shoot me a message again? I don't see your Instagram message. Hold on. Unless you're showing up in my spam box. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Oh yeah, you showed up at my spam box. Sorry, dude. I don't know why you showed up there. Okay, I got you. I got you, man. All right, account sent to you. Money bag, you dirty you. I'm going to give this trade 10 more minutes, and I'll decide if I will just let it ride. I'll just won't even watch it, and we'll see where it goes tomorrow. Thanks, Aldo. Yeah, I'm long right now. I'm already up. Like, I trimmed three. I had 3 contracts, Victoria, on this trade. I trimmed one for 2R, the other for 3R, and I'm just holding my last one now. No, I'm trading minis. Sorry, Raw Dog. I just literally just saw your message. These are minis. Dollars definitely wouldn't be up this much if it was on micros. Let's see if we can get follow through. I drew this arrow earlier, right? Because I said that if you've missed this entry, I wouldn't chase. And I said the other entry I would look for is if we can see if we can get a nice break and retest of this area. So maybe we might actually get the follow through here. The accounts for Tradeify. Tradeify, my man. I am about to log off soon here, gang, just because I'm technically past my time already and I got to hit the hay here a bit. Got to bring my kid to his field trip tomorrow. So, any last questions here for me, gang, before I kind of call this close here? I'll update on Instagram where this target ends up hitting because I'm probably just gonna leave my stop loss and let it go. We'll see where it goes. Night, RJV. Take it easy, man. See you later, Robert. Entered at 983. So you entered at 983. What is that right here? And you are targeting 27018, which would be right here. And then you want to go to 27057. I guess my question for that long question is what do you makes you want to shoot for those targets and what's your risk on that trade? Have a good night, Alex. Good night, Yanis. Have a good night, LT. Eastern time frame, Mr. Knife. I'm 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. And tomorrow will be my last night of the week, and then I'll be back at it again on Sunday night. Have a good night, gang. Take it easy. 970s or stop loss. Okay. So about 12-point risk. I mean, I would manage your expectations here. Just because like your target already is technically like 3R, your trim target, and then your other target is basically like 6R. So I don't know if you normally go for the high of an R multiple. Not saying that you can't have that, but I'd be conscious of that, to be honest. If you move your target, if you hit your target 1, are you planning to move your stop loss to break even? Probably would be the safe bet, to be honest, because we might get some selling pressure up here when we get up here. Your first PT is very reasonable. I think that's very reasonable, but your other one might be a little bit of an overshot. Okay, then that makes sense. I think that's fair. Thanks, Devon. Take it easy, man. Have a good night, Tori. Night, Johnny. I don't trade silver. Is it does silver follow gold right now? Is it pretty much the same, or is it quite different? I haven't looked at a silver chart in a very long time. Yeah, the risk to your long trade at the moment for you is just because we're literally like fighting a level right now. So we're hoping that we get the breakout here soon. 47. You enter a long trade at 47,274 for gold. 47,274, about right here. And your stop loss is 47.38. What? No, wait, that's your TP. TP is 47.38. What's your stop on that money bag? Is that a 1R trade or 2R? Okay. Gold is looking a little bearish to me right now, man. I don't know if you'll be able to successfully get that long. Let me see. Yeah, gold's really fighting that spot. That's fair. Right now, I just say take profit trader just because it's one of the ones I can trade with. But I think it really depends. Lucid's probably one of the best. I'm in a cool down period with them at the moment. Lucid's really solid. Apex is actually doing a deal right now. I think they just launched it today. It's 90% off their accounts right now. So code RT will give you 90% off. And you can scale like 20 accounts with them. So yeah, gold looks like good for shorts, man. I hope your longs play out, but it's like your gold looks like it's dying here. You feel Lucid is expensive, really, eh? I like Lucid because it's like their their accounts are super friendly and they're very fast as well. Their accounts, payouts and all that stuff. Yeah, no, that's fair, man. That's fair. This just don't like all these candles. Like, look at all these 5-minute candles. It's rough. Yep. All right. Well, gang, honestly, man, this is like watching paint dry. It's true. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave my stop loss. I'm gonna update on Instagram, um, on my story tomorrow morning when I wake up. I'm just gonna leave this, to be honest. I either get stopped out or I wake up to a much higher number. So we'll see. I'll drop in my Instagram there one last time in case you guys want to follow the journey and what have you. I post about trading and food. I actually post about food more than I post about trading, but yeah, man, I'm gonna leave it. I will catch you guys on stream tomorrow night again, 1 a.m. Eastern time, 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You guys have a great night tonight, man. Catch you guys later.